player. But I think what it does is once it finishes recording, it'll send you. I'm pretty sure it sends all the attendees a copy. Oh wait, is it transcribing what I'm saying too? That's crazy. Hold up.
It says it is, but I don't think it shows up. I think it shows up like in the recording whenever we rewatch it.
Do you see the little red dot up in the top left saying it's
I don't see the
recording?
red dot, but I do. Oh wait, I do see it.
Yeah.
It said
should.
you started recording and transcription. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want transcription. Hold up, that's a little too fast. That's fast right there. Hold up. Stop transcription. I don't need all that. Do you want that? You can have it for your interview.
I need the transcription. I just need the audio in the video.
Okay.
You are now only you're only recording the meeting now.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, I'll just send you this. It should auto populate in the chat.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, just let me know. Just let me know, and I'll just send it to you. No problem.
Bet.
And I'll make sure I send it like right after this. So as soon as I get it, you got it. Because no delays on content is terrible. So.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I was supposed to DM you like a minute ago, like a break ago, and I didn't. And because I'm fast with papers, I can write papers pretty fast. And it's due like this week, so I wasn't like sure about it, but I was like, I could have did this earlier.
Nah, I'm procrastinated too, bro. So at the end of the day, like I need that pressure to do my best work. It's
true, because I have like 4 videos I have to edit and upload, and I haven't finished. There's one almost done, but I have to finish like 2 more. So
yep.
That's kind of.
You probably much better on the content than I am. I'll tell you that. With these kids, I literally shoot and edit same day most of my content.
Really?
So, but we'll get into that, I'm sure. Yeah, bro. Because it's a lot of your questions are gonna kind of hit on this, but yeah, that work-life balance. I try to prioritize that the best I can, and if that means be disorganized with YouTube, I'm gonna just be disorganized with YouTube to make sure I have enough to give work, family, all that. Yeah. So.
But you're doing it though. Like I'm like you're an inspiration to a lot of people because you have all that stuff, extra stuff in your life besides just YouTube. So it's like you're handling it pretty well, especially at the consistency that you're putting like content out. Like you're doing it better than a lot of people that don't have as much on their plate as you do.
Yeah, I think that comes from that work ethic. Just comes a little bit from like really having jobs and really getting out the mud. I know everybody's getting out of the mud in their own respect, but like, coming from the jobs that I was working while I was in college, working at Walmart, working at pawn shops and stuff like that. Yeah, this is the easiest, I'll say, quote unquote, job I've had. So, to get up, it's different than working night shift at Walmart or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be able to get up at night and edit something I want to do, something that has value and gives value to other people to some extent, like it's easy. It's the easiest thing I've ever done and stressed about.
Oh, definitely. That's good though. It is much easier than like most like regular jobs because it's like if you actually work hard at it, you can make it replace what you actually do. So
hell yeah. Oh, pardon, I'm not cuss.
You good.
Paper.
But let's go ahead and get started with this little interview. I won't have you too long. I know you got a life and a wife and some kids and a job.
Oh yeah, man. They be here soon, so you know what I'm saying.
All right, so first question, why start YouTube?
Well, really, I mean, the basic answer to that was like I wanted to create sort of a catalog of content just to track a dreadlock journey, right? I knew that there were some incentives to doing YouTube, but as a new YouTuber, they seemed so far away. It wasn't really something that I felt like was, within my grasp. I felt like I would, baseline create a catalog of content for me, be able to track my dreadlock journey, keep me motivated. And then as a bonus, if it did catch on, I would create a community of people that would get value from the content that I create. I think when I had watched videos on YouTube, I had always sort of thought to myself, if I'm a content creator and I'm ever in that position to like answer people's questions or, create value in any kind of way, this is how I'm going to do it. We've been blessed to be in that position to see this page grow, I guess, because I kind of am one of those heads now, So, but yeah, originally I just started it to track my YouTube journey. It was just a bonus that it kind of caught on and built a community as well.
That's what's up.
Mm.
So, as you started the journey and as you were, I guess, growing in your following and your community
Mm.
on YouTube, when did you realize that it was starting to become more of a job? Not a job in the sense it's like, oh, you have to do it or you have to,
Mm.
every day, but like it became a job in the sense that you were actually building from it, not just doing it for fun anymore.
Um, I think when I had made the commitment that I had made to posting every week, and you know this, when it comes to YouTube, when you're talking about putting out content about within a specific niche,
Mhm.
um, it takes some being creative. It takes being really creative. And when you're talking about putting these videos out, at the clip that we put them out to maintain, that level of consistency and that promise to the viewers, that's kind of the moment I was like, okay, this is work. Because I mean, there's really only so much you can talk about with locks. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
could how to watch them, how to do them, I mean, sort of the maintenance things, but then you got to get creative after you kind of cover the basics, all the popular topics. So once I had sort of gotten into a year, I'd say a year into making content, and all the typical stuff was already taken care of, and I'd already done the content, I was like, oh yeah, this is a job. How am I gonna make content consistently at this point? All the
Mhm.
topics we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
definitely true. Because it's like even when I came into it, I was like,
Mm.
I knew for some reason I just feel like I knew that I could reach a certain audience,
Mm.
especially being one of the ones on the younger side of the lock community. I knew
Mm.
that a lot of young guys were like looking for people like their age or
Yep.
some that's like not too much older than them to see how like their process is going and like how they either wear their hair
Mm.
or how they do
Mm.
certain things to it. So I definitely think I knew that that would be there for me, but then I had to get creative also and figure out how to like mold some new things into it.
Mm-hmm. It's tough because I know wait, hold on, work real quick, just
Mhm.
make sure this. It's tough because I think coming into, well, it wasn't tough, but coming into the making content, um I looked at it almost from a business standpoint. I saw your content, good content in the lock niche stands out, whether it just be high quality camera, actual lighting setups. I kind of piece that together. Oh, and the wife. Just a second.
You good?
Hey babe, what's going on? Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now. Why? Okay, where'd you guys park? Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. Love you too. Bye. But yeah, it they were definitely, you kind of picked up a little bit on what I was kind of identifying. Not only did people want younger content creators, I think that there was a little bit of a gap in some of the content, like quality content creators. Like Gunther probably was one of the first lockers I had seen
Mm-hmm.
outside of apples and mustard, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
who was really bringing some sort of like cinematography, composition and edits, and any sort of professional. Most of us we were just putting a phone or whatever camera we had in front of our face and in a bathroom. But they really took it to the next level for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so you don't have to like divulge like anything specific, but
Oh
in
no,
what
you
way
good.
has YouTube financially benefited you?
Um, so I love this question because a lot of times, there's a misconception that YouTube can, fully supply um your way of life. And it's possible. It's possible. It might be able to pay bills for people who don't have kids,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe who don't need benefits. But in our niche, um, sorry, I'm gonna make sure it work. In our niche, it's a little bit more difficult. You're not gonna really be making I can quit my job money. You can make, I could maybe get an extra car money. You could make, okay, maybe I could take care of these couple bills type money.
Mhm.
But as far as, I think what it really helps me do, it really helps me as far as expand on my content creation in general. If I want to do another channel, YouTube, and the money that I generate from that allows me to do other projects. I'm trying to, I'm contemplating doing apps. I'm contemplating doing children's books. I'm contemplating doing short animated shorts. So YouTube really does create a revenue stream that allows you to expand.
Mhm.
I wouldn't consider it as something that I could rely on because, for those, people who don't really know, that money don't stay the same. You
Mm-mm.
know,
Mm-mm.
you could be a person that makes, $1,000 a month, that might just be a good month. If
Mhm.
your content isn't consistently getting that engagement, it's never a point of YouTube where you've just arrived. So,
Yeah.
the money changing my situation, um, it changes it, but it only changes it as much as the work that I put into it. I'm willing to put in to sustain it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. That's a
So
good.
like I currently I don't mind saying like currently what I make about I probably make about 5 figures from YouTube a year.
Yeah.
At about eight, I make about 8 to a grand. I say on average I make about a grand a month. So as of before November hit, we had already made 10 grand on YouTube.
Mhm.
So I'll probably round the year off at around 12
Nice.
from just from ad revenue and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I can see how, like, let's say, like a person like me, if I was making that per month, like if I was making like 12 a month, that's like rent for me, like as a single person, as like someone who's
Yeah.
just with like a job or
Mhm.
something like that. That can help for rent, and then on my other job can like help with
Yeah.
like build like other types of bills and stuff. So yeah, I can definitely see
Mhm.
how that works because a lot of people too, when it comes to YouTube, it's like you can either start off as a small YouTuber and then just like grow steadily, or you have this like crazy jump to where it's like you go from zero
Mhm.
a million, and it's just like you making book
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a journey, but it also depends on the type of content you're making. Like some of that content isn't like really wholesome content, to be honest. It's just like hoping.
Mhm.
But no,
Mhm.
that was a good point. That was a good point. Um, do you think that so you said that like the money that you get from YouTube right now kind of helps you with like different endeavors and things you want to do in your life. Do you think
Mhm.
that accumulation of that, just like with this channel right now, maybe a future channel, maybe with some other things, do you think that what you have started here on YouTube and what it will grow into will ever have the possibility of sustaining you financially?
I mean, I'll say this. It's possible. And I think you added an interesting addition that I think is really important because I think what this channel can open up for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge, that's the field basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bet against the field because I could take this channel and then I could use it to feed into another channel to give me a great start. And if it's a general channel that's a niche that, has a high CPM, RPM type thing where basically you're making more because the user base is known to consume more, click on more of those links.
Yeah.
It's possible. My only challenge to the idea that it could sustain me is that, I need benefits, man. I
Mhm.
need, I need medical, I need my dental, I need all that. And so that's the challenge. I think what YouTube is able to do for content creators is I think it creates a platform for you to leverage into bigger opportunities. So
Mhm.
for content creators like Belief in Mel. I follow Belief in Mel. Amazing channel. He's actually I would consider him one of my mentors. So, spoken to him a few times just about his work-life balance and things of that nature. And he's done content with I think the Black Love channel on Instagram. He's done stuff with Michelle Obama, Will Smith, featuring pieces of about fatherhood, and his brand specifically is centered his family. But I think it's possible to leverage YouTube into bigger opportunities and cultivate yourself as a brand. I think that's what it does for me. But I can't ever seeing YouTube specifically YouTube sustaining me, it would have to be YouTube being leveraged into something bigger, because YouTube, again, you never, I mean, if at the end of the day, if YouTube decides to stop monetizing, content, next year,
it's like we're at the
I mean,
point.
exactly. Like I can't bet bank on it. I don't know it's gonna last forever. And based on what you hear from other content creators, the money's kind of been slowly trickling down from YouTube. In the beginning, it was like the gold mine, but yeah, I don't think I could ever rely on YouTube. But it is for as long as it'll get some sort of financial benefits, I'll use it for sure.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you actually go to school for?
Oh man, I went to school for graphic design. So
Okay.
yeah, yep. My goal was to have a skill. I just wanted to go in and leave with a skill. I always knew I was going to be marketing myself somehow, and I wanted to at least, have the technical skills behind what a good graphically designed thing looks like. Even if I wasn't going to do it myself, I wanted to kind of have an understanding of it. Mm-hmm.
What school did you go to?
I went to FAM, Florida A&M University, HBCU, go Rattlers. Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
Yep. Beautiful experience.
That's actually my major is digital media. So basically graphic design, video, all things creative, basically. That's what I'm in school for right now.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's a bag.
It is.
Bag. That is a bag.
What is your current profession?
Right now, I'm a business program manager at Microsoft. So my story was a very interesting one because right out of college, basically throughout college, I was pretty much just working retail to pay for rent. We weren't from Florida, so when we landed in Florida, I was probably in my second year of college, and my parents told me I just left a full scholarship for football on the table from Eastern Washington University, where I went to college, high school. So my mom and my pops, they told me, it's like, if you want to go to FAM, you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to get a job, you're gonna have to pay for your own rent, and you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna pay for college. So Walmart was the way I did that. So I worked retail throughout college. Once I graduated with my degree, I rekindled with my wife. We had gotten together, and we pretty soon within getting back together, we had gotten engaged, and we had conceived my first child. So at the time, all the jobs that I was looking at in Washington were just not what I was looking to take as far as a pay range. I was an assistant manager at retail at that point, and my wife, she was working as a director for a nonprofit organization in Seattle. And so this is a long story, but basically, I ended up not taking any graphic design jobs because they just, at the time, with a kid on the way, it just didn't make sense for me at the time to start over. It didn't make any sense to take those, that big of a pay cut for companies, and because I just couldn't see that long-term trajectory, in those companies, even trying to transition. So my thought process was, because I had a sister-in-law who was in Microsoft, was, okay, let me leverage my retail experience. Let's see if I can, make my way into the Microsoft retail space. From the retail space, I believe that I could, get into corporate, kind of leverage that after I learned the lingo a little bit. And so that was the play. After I got into corporate, I was like, okay, we're going to transfer, somewhere down south, like Dallas or Atlanta, wherever. And then we're going to be able to, with that income, be able to pay at home. But yeah, long story short, I did not end up doing what I got a degree for. And mainly just at the time, it just didn't make sense financially. And I'll make that more concise if you want to break those questions down. Hold on, my wife is here. Hold on 1 second. Ooh, those are beautiful leaves. Table. No, there's video, but you good. You can just want to walk by. You gonna say hello to the camera? How you guys?
Please, I brought all these leaves for all of us.
Oh, for all of us. Well, you make sure you clean them.
Shoes off in the shoe bucket. Oh. Let's go wash our hair.
You want to say hi? Okay, you're not seen. Hold up.
What's up, Layla?
Hi. I I'm doing good.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Daddy, we're having a meeting right now just talking about YouTube.
Oh, is
So,
it the interview?
well, yeah.
Okay, here, Layla, get the
Meeting, interview.
get the yeah, get your shoes out, unzip it.
All right, Layla. Oh, kiss.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Where's Layla at?
Layla just went in there. So
Oh, okay.
we'll probably be wrapping up here in a little bit, probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got a few more
Yeah,
questions.
no rush.
Um, so this was kind of what we were talking about when we first started talking, but how do you balance everything that you have? YouTube, a job, wife, kids, personal life. Like what is your thing that you do to balance all that?
Man, I think because of my job, I think I've gotten better over time with workflows. I think, older you get, the more obsessed you're going to be about workflows, man. I'm 30, so I love that word now. But I think really it's like anything, man. I'm a type of person where if you just load me up with everything I need to do, it's a matter of habit, sort of refining it. So for instance, like I record on Wednesdays or Tuesdays if I can. And I edit same day, same night. On weekends, I spend time with my family. I try to make sure that, I am not, there's no YouTube on Saturdays. There's no YouTube on Sundays. I mean, unless I'm doing live. And if I am doing live, they're going to be a part of the live in some extent. But I think, I guess to have like a better, more concise answer, it's just, you piece it together. There's certain balls that you can't like drop, glass balls. I consider my kids things that I cannot compromise on, things that I cannot, half-ass in any kind of way. Those are the things that are just, they have to be priority at all times.
Yeah.
And then, my wife and our marriage, I've known my wife since, we were 14 years old, babe? 14, I mean, since middle school. So we dated in high school sweethearts. We kind of broke up and then got back together, soon after college. So our marriage is pretty much I'd say the thing that's the most resilient aspect of it that sort of helps to allow some of that YouTube time. So, every night I'm watching movies with her. I'd say it's tough because it's like, is there a perfect answer to balance? No. Is it a perfect science? No. Do I always get it right? No. But I think really when it comes to balance, it's just incrementally trying to figure out ways to get better in every single aspect of your life. If I know that I want a six pack and I want to be a great dad and I want to be a great YouTube content creator, and then it's just breaking down each individual task into workflow segments that will work and align with one another. Right now, I wake up in the morning, I do about 30 minutes of jumping jacks right before I come to work. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to work, work's over, I read to my daughter, we spend dinner time together, we have a night game night. Wednesday comes around, I'll record a video, edit that video same night. Usually that's not a night where I get too much time, with the wife. But it's that one day. Video gets posted on Thursday, so I mean, I'd say in short, it's really just trying to find ways to hit on everything that you're trying to do. And the more you just do that, you tend to get better. You tend to find ways to optimize your workflow. If I see, that I'm not able to get things done, then my question is, okay, well, shit, do I need to wake up earlier? You know what I'm saying? If I'm not able to spend as much time with my daughters, it's like, okay, well, where am I wasting time? And I think as you get older, it's just consistent audits of your productivity, consistent audits of, what you can do better, I say. So my wife helps me out with that a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of not mimic, because I'm pretty sure a lot of men do this, but you remind me of what Toby does. Toby and Wigway does, like he includes his family, like everything.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not just him, it's his family. So it's like those are the times he can, besides the whole being separate from the whole business part, he spends time with his family in all parts of his life. So it's like when you realize, it's like you always have your wife and you always have your kids with you. And yeah, I think that makes sense to do, because it's like if you or as busy as you are, you kind of want to include them in everything that you do already. So it's a little better when it comes to just y'all's relationships. That's good, man.
It helps. I'll tell you this, it helps. I'm a huge fan of Toby as well, man. That's some dope work you're able to do with him too. That's dope.
I'm actually going to the concert like in 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
like
he's lit. I'd say that he's one of those guys I kind of need to get up on a little bit more. But as far as like his movement, his brand, huge supporter.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it's funny the having your family kind of close. I think it adds a layer of authenticity to your brand as well, because it's just you. It's me. You see them. It's my Instagram now. People on my Instagram, they don't really follow me as much for my locks. They follow me for my family now, which is kind of interesting. So yeah.
And I think that also kind of opens up your audience too, because like you have a lot of parents, you have a lot of people with kids, you have a lot of older people, just in general, just like family oriented people. It's not even about just the locks anymore. So I think that for like you could even start like a family channel in the future, you know, like that could be one of your channels. And you
I could.
A lot that you can do like with everything that you have, because
I thought about the family thing. The only problem about the family content, bro, is like honestly, it's so tricky. It's so tricky because if I ever get to a point where because I know a little bit at what goes on into the back end of that just by talking to some of my mentors. And, I'm talking things like, content creators, having their kids wear the same clothes to, tell the story over several days. So it looks like the footage is being like it can get tricky, and it takes a huge toll. And most of the people that I've spoken to about it, they haven't found that balance quite yet with that channel, because you're telling stories like your family is the business at that point. And I don't know. That's just tricky for me.
It can be tricky because you don't want to merge it too much to where it's just like, well, you have to do this because this is what we do, and you want to be able to like be kids,
organic. Yeah, I just want to be organic if I can.
You have the opportunity to like play with that a little bit because of the organicness you've already shown in a lot of your videos and stuff. You have that opportunity. Hey man, the sky's the limit.
I try, man. I'm trying to get up there.
Let's see. Where do you think YouTube and other video sharing platforms such as like TikTok and well, mainly just TikTok and YouTube, because those are the two biggest ones, where do you think they're going in the future?
That's a good question. I think these social media companies really, when people understand the business of what they do, they're really just trying to find innovative ways to get people on their app and their platform longer. That's what they're doing. That's why they pay creators. That's why Reels are a thing now, because it's keeping people on the app longer. I think as we continue to kind of see these things grow, I think they're going to become a bigger part of entertainment. I think YouTube has already surpassed Netflix for me in terms of what I'm consuming. I mean, I'm watching podcasts. I'm watching, I'm listening to music, creating playlists on music. Like it's sort of becoming ubiquitous in regards to all of the levels of media. I think I can't speak too much for TikTok. I don't use TikTok too much. I think it's kind of be more of the same. I don't think it touches as many branches as YouTube does. I'm speaking specifically at YouTube. I think they're just going to become even bigger conglomerates, because I mean, when you think about YouTube, most people don't realize, I mean, that is YouTube, that is also Google. So these things, these aren't shrinking giants. These are things that already have borderline monopolies on a lot of what's going on right now. So I just see them expanding. I don't know what it looks like for creatives. I was talking to my wife about this. One day we're going to live in a world where high schoolers and like elementary schoolers, it's going to be a lot more common for people to be monetized and creators and on YouTube, man, because I think right now we're kind of in the space where it's the information is sort of accessible, but it's still people are sort of in the dark about how to become a monetized YouTuber. I think eventually, the thirst well, I don't want to put a negative connotation to it, but the desire to be monetized, the desire to create revenue streams, which is still relatively easy now, is going to be very common practice. So I think that's just going to see expansion of these platforms, exponentially, man, honestly. Hopefully it puts us in a position where we're grandfathered in and kind of like OGs, and we just like super, we're like, super legends, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I could see also the market being really flooded, but we'll see.
Very true. But I also think like the crazy thing is, I'll never forget one thing I heard Gunther say is that he said that a lot of the people that he came in the game with whenever he started his channel, he said by the time that most of them reached like 5,000 subscribers, a lot of them fell off. And he was like, a lot of them just stopped making content or they just fell off completely. And he was like, if you can get past that hump, it's like, then you'll see a little bit more benefit from your content. And I was like, dang, that's true. Because I remember this one dude named what was his name? He had really nice locks. He was literally at like 5K subscribers, and then he cut him off, and then he stopped doing YouTube, and he's like doing some other stuff now. But I was like,
know who he's talking about.
His name was on the tip of my tongue.
Was he like your age? Cause I was it was like you, it was Lagoon. I don't know. I don't think Lagoon stopped though. It was another what was the other one?
Trippy Millie.
Yep, Trippy Millie.
Hold on, quick side note. I literally type in high top locks, and my videos and your videos are the ones that pop up.
That's lit.
That's great. Man. I remember when literally our videos were the ones that popped up.
That is, man. Look, it's been a long. I'm a long ways. It's crazy. Never would have thought that would be at the top of a page like that. That's crazy.
I don't. No, let me see. I think I have it right here. Sebastian Dunn.
Hold on, let me see, because I recognize that name.
Sebastian Dunn. Yeah, he was. Yeah, his locks were. When I tell you his locks were nice, bro, that literally him and Gunther was like my two inspirations because their locks were.
Yep, I remember him. I do remember him. He actually had had some ones that were thinning at the root.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to throw. I was not trying to throw shade. Yeah, it sounded like shade. No, but I remember following him. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Great content. Him, Gunther. Yeah, and I agree. I think it is very difficult to stay consistent because I think for a lot of content creators, the rewards, they don't really necessarily, match the sacrifices of what you put into it, and then in views ebb and flow. And I'll say this, bro, I got lucky. And I won't say lucky. We were blessed. Because pandemic hit. I mean, I started probably like the top of, I want to say top of 2000, bottom of 2018. I'm looking at my wife for verification, but once the pandemic hit, I had one video, I think it was Dreadlock, starter Dreadlock tips, do's and don'ts that just took off.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I was like, that video took off, and up to this point, I was just being consistent for the, consistent sake. I just, that's just what we're gonna do. I'm not worried about these views. My thought process was, maybe I get 1,000 views at the end of the year. Maybe year 2, I get 5,000 view, 5,000, subscribers. Maybe year 3, I get 10. But I'm thinking, exponential growth, consistency. I'm thinking, more, modest gains. Man, when I tell you by the end of, I want to say year 2, you're sitting at 20,000 subscribers. And then the consistency sort of helped fuel the, the growth even more. We got lucky, man. And a lot of people don't hit that virality and that algorithm peak. But it's only a matter of time, right? It's just a matter of time once you keep going. So it is hard to stay consistent.
It's kind of interesting because I started YouTube like at the same time some friends did, and like there was obvious differences in our growth and stuff. It was just interesting to see how that worked because it's like you have people that watch my videos because I was in a specific niche, but also my friend, he was in a specific niche, and like his stuff was good, but I guess the type of niche he was in, it was kind of saturated to the point where it's like you either watch it or you don't. But just seeing it grow like that, because I'm on track to hit 10K by the end of this year, or by January at least, which is like that's still crazy,
bro.
you know? That's like
that's huge. Don't ever look. I know there's a lot of content creators with more, but that's huge. 10,000 people, we can't even fathom that. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that many, like, you know, that many people supporting you, you know. And then I have like my my most watched videos on track for like 400K views. So it's just like, you can't. How do you fathom 400,000 people watching a video? Like that's weird, you know.
You don't, man. You don't. You just say thank you. You know what I'm saying? You just pray, you just so grateful and say, you know, praise God, man. Because honestly, them numbers, I don't even know what they mean half the time. I just like, okay, right? What do they mean?
But let's go ahead and I think I have like 2 more questions for you, 2 or 3.
Yep. Go ahead, man.
What's that?
Yeah, the YouTube game is tough, bro. It's tough. It'll be interesting.
It will, to see what happens with it. So for this question, this is just like a question about general YouTubers. It's not specifically about this person, but thoughts on like Gunther and people like Gunther.
People like Gunther? Gunther's an interesting case study, man, because like Gunther is he's a man.
I think we're on the same page about it. I just want to hear your thoughts about it. I think we're on the same page.
Oh, baby, so first off, let me start off with love. I'm a huge fan of Gunther, right? I'm a huge fan because I think what Gunther means to the dreadlock community, I don't think really you could even, you know, articulate it really with words. I mean, the way that he's combined cinematography, his love for God, you know, his family, and really just dope content, humor, vlogs. I think he is within this niche. I think he is the top level, right? I think he is the highest. I think he's got about 400 plus K subs. I know that there's people like Not Nation. I know there's some other, you know, people like Chescalay. Obviously, Chescalay is probably the, you know, the biggest of the biggest. I mean, Chescalay took it and branded it to be something much larger. But you know, as far as right now, Gunther is that guy, right? What I feel about his content as of right now, it's one of the things that I'm quite honestly I'm fearful of, because I think Gunther kind of is what happens when your YouTube channel becomes a business, that everyone can tell is a business. You know, Gunther's content right now doesn't seem inspired. It doesn't really come across as creative. It comes across like, you know, he knows the science of content and generating revenue with the content. It comes across like it's very calculated. And I think I don't fault him for that, because I understand that if, you know, when you build a business, you build a brand, you're going to continue to cultivate that brand. You want to be successful within that niche. But as a creator, it does definitely make me feel like some of the creation has been compromised. And I'll say this lastly, just to kind of put a button on you know, this, I think, or this answer, I think all of us as content creators are conflicted with that. We all get conflicted with, you know, the need to, you know, feed the machine of YouTube, get the views, get the what's best for our algorithm. We all choose to do what's best for our algorithms over what's best for creativity at some point. It's just that once you get to the level that he's at, it becomes more glaring, more obvious. And I think, you know, that's the only unfortunate thing about him. But I think he's a huge inspiration. I think you know, when I look at his follower count, it gives me confidence in what levels I can hit, because I think he is sort of, in my opinion right now, he kind of is representative of the ceiling of this niche, you know, as it pertains to just speaking about locks. He kind of represents the ceiling for me. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hope that was a good answer.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, you got to answer this too now. We got to get you on camera too, just in case. So I can put you get your bio real out. He gonna put me out. He gonna ask me the question.
Nah,
We gonna have to get him on here.
So I watched Gunther for a long time. Like when he had I think his first video was like 3 months lock update. I think that was his very first video. If it wasn't, then it was like one before that. But that was the first one I saw of his. And it was like, he had a lot of creativity, a lot of vlogs, a lot of just different types of videos. And I enjoyed watching his content. And then it's funny because I just saw the video where he reached 10K, and it was like, that's where I'm at right now, where I'm about to reach that point. And it's like he still was at this point where he was, vlogging here and there. He still did like cool types of videos. But then it's like, for some reason, I stopped watching him for a little bit. And it's like when I came back, I was like, dang, this dude, his following grew, and like his videos changed up a little bit. Like, okay, let me check him out again. And so I checked his videos out. And you could tell the obvious difference. You could tell that his stuff was more, I guess, businessy like, and it made you still enjoyed watching it, but you could tell a difference. Wasn't as much, I guess, connectivity with him in videos, because I think the vlogs and the different types of videos gave some authenticity to him as a person. But like now it's like you can tell it's a business, because he's even like he's even like made a video where he talked about like his growth on YouTube and like how he's been able to like basically almost make a full living off of it, get a house, get a car, like. But that's also come from like him getting like sponsorships and different stuff like that. And I think that's cool. I think that's what a lot of people kind of strive for. But I wish he still kept that rawness a little bit, even if it was like a separate channel and he just posted vlogs on there, and maybe he didn't have a big following or anything. But I think that would still, like, I think that would actually help him, because people would see him and say like, oh, I get to watch him in his, element, and then I also get to watch these tutorials. So it's just like, I think that'll be beneficial for him and everybody, because they'll want to watch his content more, and he'll make more content. But yeah, man, we on the same page about that. I still love Gunther. He was one of the main ones to inspire me to get dreadlocks. Him and Sebastian Dunn, I think those two were like the main ones to help me like really say I'm getting dreadlocks. Like I'm getting.
It was him and Dynasty TV for me. Dynasty actually he was a relatively newer content creator. He wasn't really someone that was, extremely like established at the time. But he was probably at that 1,000+ mark, maybe 2,000+ mark at the time. And I saw his channel, sort of kick up to the thousands as I was just starting mine. And he had high top locks. I didn't even know high top locks were really a thing. So Gunther was probably one of the first people that I had seen with high top locks. I had done a journey prior, and instead of doing high top, I just decided to cut them off. Had I known, I probably would have just, cut the sides and, did high top locks. So, but yeah. I would put this last thing out. No hate. You look at the camera. No hate to Gunther. None at all. Huge respect for Gunther and what he's accomplished, for sure.
Yeah, because he's definitely opened the door for, I guess, larger growth in this area in YouTube. Because he did something pretty big, and
we all benefit from him growing.
Oh yeah.
Go on, I'm sorry.
Definitely.
We all do.
Definitely. And my last question is, when we gonna get this collab in, man?
Oh man, this don't count, no. Hey man, this comes to the work-life balance. I'm terrible at making commitments. Because it always is about like how I feel that day with my kids. Did my kids get on my nerves? Did I get on my wife's nerves? Because I she never gets on my nerves. So but we can, let me know what you tentative dates. Holiday season is gonna be real busy. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Nothing soon, because
you know what I'm saying.
It's just too much.
We talking about, because between now and January, I think we're gonna go back home. We're gonna go back home in January, where I'm with King Day. So I say, starting February. I think the calendar should be clear, pretty clear. You know what I'm saying? After I let holidays go through, you know what I'm saying? It really just depends on what you got in mind. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a video type collab, one of these type joints. I'm open, man. Definitely open.
Yeah, because I'll be passing through Dallas sometimes, because my brother, he lives up in Oklahoma. So
Mhm.
sometimes I go up there and I'm
Okay.
in Dallas. So yeah, man, I'll just let you know if I have any trips or anything planned like that, or we can do something like,
Yeah, let me know.
yeah, definitely, man.
Let me know, because especially like for instance, like right around that February time frame, anytime February, March, anytime like spring, you up here, let me know. Because like I said, if you can let me know in advance, that'll always be better. Because you know Dallas, or I'm sorry, Texas. We don't really know Texas like that, so it would be pretty cool to kind of get your perspective and get some content chopped up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm. But yeah, man, I think this has been pretty cool. This has been pretty cool. I like talking about YouTube.
Same,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Same.
But this paper, as far as like the overall, the overall objective to it, is it just mainly to kind of like, just kind of talk to content creators? I think it's a pretty cool concept. I've been trying to do this for my channel and reaching out to people and kind of like talk to them about their content creation and stuff. But it's just to kind of get an in-depth from a creator. That kind of like the whole purpose.
Well, the first part of the paper was to pick a digital media career, and so I picked video sharing,
Mm,
and specifically I did YouTube,
gotcha.
and so that
Gotcha.
was the first part of the paper. I just talked about that, and then the second part of the paper was we had to interview someone who was in that field. So I
Okay.
was, let me just pick some YouTubers I already know. So that's why I was like, you were the first one to come to mind, and then I might interview Diddy as well, Activerse.
Yep. That's what you call him, Diddy. Yep.
Yeah.
Activerse is pretty cool too. He's got some great content as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually sent a DM to Gunther just to see if he would if he would accept it.
Yeah.
He probably won't.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I tried to get Jimmy. Jimmy got sold not too long ago because I was thinking about starting to do some interviews. She's got a pretty cool channel as well. But
Has she been
yeah.
posting?
She's so I I study these folks, man. So like she ended up getting an agency deal.
Uh-huh.
Um and she's doing like she does like live streams for video gaming. So I thought she was trying to get into the live. I think she did post some content not too long ago. I want to say a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But I think she's kind of doing bigger and better things. I've seen her in commercials, Best Buy commercials. I've seen her in a few other things. I think she's trying to get her modeling bag. I feel like ladies, they kind of have that bag on reserve sometimes, man. I could for me, I don't know. I always joke with my wife. It's like I feel like, I can't really take that modeling bag unless I start getting some Johnson Johnson,
Mhm.
take a shirt off and start getting buff, all that stuff.
Yeah,
But, I don't know. We'll see.
that's interesting though.
Yeah, she's popping off. I actually, I think she had me curious about the agency route and kind of like, okay, well, dang, YouTubers can get agents that can, leverage their already known brand
Hmm.
for opportunities. That's pretty cool. But the
Yeah.
fact that she, is going the video game streaming route on her page, live on her channel, it kind of leads me to believe that one, either her content, she doesn't have much to say in the dreadlock space, or two, she's been advised, hey, this is the lane you want to go to. You've already got a following. People love video games. This is also a much more profitable niche. Get up in there, try to see if you can get some trickle down. Because if you can, it's huge benefit for you as far as, your growth. But
Yeah,
I don't know. But
that's cool.
yeah, man. Mhm. Yeah, bro.
All right, man. Well, I think that is all the questions that I had.
All right, cool, man. Cool. All right, like I said, I'm gonna get back to work. My family's over here looking to my left. Like, when you gonna hurry up and let us make some noise? Yeah, bro, I appreciate it. It's an honor to, be a part. Like I said, I'm always willing to help and stuff like this, and keep me posted when you're in the the Dallas area, bro.
I will. I will.
Yep.
Thank you
All right,
again.
lady, you want to say bye, Jordan? Bye, Jordan. See ya. All right, bro.
See y'all later. Have a good one.
Peace.